Raphael Tuju disappears and reappears, and then arrested immediately he reappears. The story gives about his disappearance is he felt, and he's been observing an unmarked Subaru following him, tailing him every place he goes. And to him, he thought, it's not safe for me. I need to go and hide. And I don't know if he truly went to hide, or those that were with him told him to say that he went to hide for himself, and now arrested within the police custody. Doctors called him to come and take care of him because he's really in pain. And you can see the video that he posted or has been posted on social media platforms showing how painful he is, he feels, and he's groaning in pain. And doctors have been called to come in to try help him and try to stabilize his pain. But again, little resistance from there, and that is what left it. So I don't know if they were allowed to do that. But let's talk about the leadership in Kenya. What's really happening in Kenya? Not just Kenya, but East Africa. What is really happening there? We're moving to the elections, 15 months to the general elections in 2027, that is in Kenya, and things are heating up. Politicians and politics are taking up hot, damn, yeah, it's getting hard there. And people don't really know what's going to happen next. And some are just talking about possibilities of whatever. There is a united coalition. Not, is it really a united coalition? Oh, it's a united coalition, but they are not in one mind. They don't really know whatever they are doing. And this united coalition is supposedly to go against the president of Kenya, that is President William Samoei Ruto, and make sure that they are unseating him. And the united opposition, they have not given the citizens of Kenya an agenda that they will be going with. But the song that they're singing is One Term, and Ruto must go. So that is the song. So is Ruto must go an agenda? How will this agenda help the Kenyans economically? How will the agenda that Ruto must go help the education system of Kenya? How will the agenda of Ruto must go help the health system of Kenya? How will the agenda that Ruto must go help unemployment in Kenya? How the song that Ruto must go help the corruption scandals within the country? That is the question that not most of us, but I am personally asking. I believe as much as the agenda is Ruto must go, they must have another way. They must have a way out. Once Ruto is gone, what next? The government will be there. Will there be a government? And what will that government be doing once Ruto is gone, if Ruto will go? If there is no any super plan, why can't they just allow President William Samoei to continue up to 2032, and then from there they can figure out what they really want for the people of Kenya? That is just a question. It's not an opinion, it's a question. And anyone can answer us on that question. You can engage us in the comment section and tell us what you think about that. Now, should we trust these other politicians? Or are they just other politicians who are in pain that things are not working the way they expected? A few can be trusted, but most of them cannot be trusted. Someone like Rigathi Gachagua, when he was in the government and things were working for him, he wasn't this bitter. In fact, he was a very good supporter of President William Samoei Ruto. When things stopped working his way, now he found a better place to say everything against President William Samoei Ruto and tell Kenyans that President William Samoei Ruto, he's not the best candidate. And one-term agenda or one-term slogan came out. Yeye ni one term. And he said he will make sure that he's doing everything possible to make sure that Ruto becomes a one-term president. Okay, should we believe Gachagua? Should we believe every story that Gachagua comes up with? Should we believe that Gachagua has a strategy to take Ruto home? And once he takes Ruto home, is Gachagua in a position to vie for the presidency in 2027? With the Kenyan constitution, Gachagua is not in a position to vie for 2027 because he was impeached. And once you're impeached, that means that for a lifetime, you will never vie for any political position within the Kenyan boundaries, and that is what the Kenyan constitution says. And I know very well, Ruto knew all these things and knew that if he gets this person back home, there will be no chance for this person to come in. But is it only Gachagua who is in? We have an issue. ODM is gone. ODM is separated. Since Baba died, ODM has not been in peace. There has not been peace in ODM. Two fractions in ODM, both fighting each other to legalize whatever they feel. We have the Linda Monanji and the Linda Ground. Linda Ground led by the brother to the former Prime Minister of Kenya, Raila Odinga, that is Oburu Odinga, who is vying and fighting to get a slot in Ruto's government in 2027, and he calls for power. Yeye anahitaji power, haezi ishi nje ya power for all this long. Okay, will Raila have stamped that? I'm not so sure, because human beings are dynamic and someone can change at any moment for a given reason. But are wananchi happy for that? Are wananchi happy about that? There, wananchi are not happy about that, because whatever is happening again is not good for wananchi. So he wants power for his own selfish ambitions, not really for the Kenyans. Then we have another group that is led by Sifuna, Orengo, and Babu Wino, and that is Osotsi, that is Linda Mwananchi. And they are against the coalition, saying that the 10 points agenda that not Kenyatta, that President Ruto and Raila said has not been effected. And how, with that, why should they trust the government for the 2027 coalition? Still, in that, I know there are people on it because they feel they are not in the right direction. But again, with Sifuna saying that he is not for that, supporting Kenyans, and strongly vying for what we call democracy, and standing in a position where most Kenyans are becoming, he's becoming Kenyans' favorite. Most people think that he should go for the presidency. Young people going on the street, Tukokadi movement, and this Tukokadi movement aiming onto installing Sifuna as the presidential candidate in 2027. You had videos online, young people telling Sifuna that they are not requesting him, they are not asking him, they are commanding him that he should be on the ballot paper in 2027, and they will vote him overwhelmingly. Does Sifuna have a plan for the country? If he becomes the president of Kenya in 2027, does he have a plan for the country? How will Sifuna's cabinet look like? How will Sifuna's cabinet look like? I would really like to know. You comment in the comment section and tell us, who would you like to work? Who are these people that you like to see Sifuna working with if Sifuna becomes a president in 2027? I know there will be a lot of recycling. It's politics. Politics is a game of interest. There will be a lot of recycling. But before we come to Sifuna, there are other people, probable people, who have shown their interest in becoming the president of Kenya, vying for the president of Kenya 2027. We have Matiang'i, we have Martha Karua, we have aka Watermelon, that is Kalonzo Musyoka. We have who else? I think those are some of the people who have shown the interest of becoming. We have some rumors that Ndindi Nyoro might also be on the ballot paper, and that is to subdivide the mountain votes. But we are not so sure about him because he has not shown that interest. But if Sifuna goes, let me know how Sifuna's cabinet will be looking like. Who are these people you would like Sifuna to work with? In which positions and which ministries? And will that change Kenya? Not in the first sitting of that government will Kenya be changed, because it's not that easy. There are a lot of things and other things that are happening within the country that cannot just be changed in one day. Will Sifuna's first year in the government feel like Ruto's first term in the government? Not much to be said on that. Some things are not to be said until we see them, because when we say, we can either say it will not work or say it will work, but it fails to go the way we have said it would. But obviously, it won't be an easy thing. It won't be a walk in the park. I don't know why people use this thing, walk in the park, because the park has all the wild animals, and walking in it is not that easy. It's a hard thing because you have to make sure that you are aware where you're stepping and what you're stepping on. So it is Alan Hoy TV, your host, Alan Hoy, the analyst, the political leadership analyst. If you don't know much of this, both around the world, Kenya, East Africa, Africa, and around the world, click on the subscription button and tell us what you'd like to talk about next. But before you go, leave us a comment in the comment section and tell us, what about that? Who do you think Sifuna will be working with? How do you see Sifuna's cabinet, and who are these people that will be working with Sifuna when Sifuna becomes a president, if Sifuna becomes a president, as the Genzs need him to be in 2027? Let's have that cabinet in place. Bye.